All right. Do I have permission to hypnotize you today?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Only if you do kind things.
Of course. I don't have my glasses. We're already...
The kind of things I want you to do.
Okay, we can do that. So, Deanna?
Dina.
Dina. That's where we met the other day. I'm sorry, I didn't remember.
No, it's okay.
All right, so Dina, I'd like you to go ahead and just close your eyes, all right? And as I count from 10 to 0, just let yourself go in that way that you know how to go into your just peaceful place at 10. And as you breathe and relax and drift and float at 9, you allow without forcing that relaxation response to grow. 8. That feeling of peace and ease. 7. That I know you know lives within you. 6. Where the whole of your being, that's right, is sinking into the growing calm and comfort that you are creating. 6. Where the everyday sounds of life outside of your immediate space are curiously comforting, but equally unimportant. 5. Breathing and relaxing, drifting and floating. Very good. 4. And I wonder if you might wonder how wonderful it would be to go even deeper. 3. Where you are free to simply breathe and be in your body, so calmly, safely, peacefully, and completely. 2. Where there's nothing more you need to do, but simply give yourself permission to have this experience with a curious and open mind. Trusting that powerful mind of yours will guide you in that powerful way. 1. To precisely the level of hypnosis you would need to experience to achieve what you are here to achieve. The sound of my voice, a friendly, familiar guide that you can follow. Gently, peacefully, safely, and deeply. Down through 0. Into the deep sleep. Breathing and relaxing. Deeper and deeper. That's right. And Dina, what would it be like to imagine that you are drifting so deeply into that safe, sacred space within the center core of your unconscious mind, where you sense and feel as if you are surrounded by an ocean of calm, a sea of serenity within and around you. And as you sink deeper into this ocean of calm within, you remember that you remember the part of you that knows more than your thinking mind could ever think you could know. The part of you that is so very knowledgeable, intelligent, and wise. So very instinctive, intuitive. Sinking deeper into the center core of your unconscious mind is the part of you that you remember, that can do more than your thinking mind could ever think you could do. The part of you that makes a decision, that sets a goal for yourself. With confidence, courage, motivation, determination, you make that shit happen. That's right. And as you remember that you remember these powerful parts of you, you also remember that you remember. The part of you that is so very calm, cool, and collected. The part of you that is so very creative, capable. And as you allow yourself to fully integrate and accept these powerful parts of you, you go deeper into the growing calm and comfort that you are creating. And I'd like you to follow me now. And imagine that you are standing at the top of a beautiful stairway overlooking an incredible beach. In fact, that ocean out there is a reflection of the ocean of calm within. Your favorite temperature, all of it. And in a moment, we're going to count from 10 down to 0 once more. You can leave all that bullshit baggage you want on the stairs behind you. 10. It's going to be a rumpled up piece of paper. 9. Maybe an old pair of shoes that doesn't fit. 4. It doesn't really matter. Just going down. 7. 6. Just going deeper at your own pace. leaving behind random symbols that your unconscious mind knows. 5, that you're ready to let go of. 4, you don't really need to think about it. 3, you just let your unconscious mind do it for you. 2, 1, 0, going deeper now. 0 is always deeper. More absorbed in the relaxation sensation of your own creation. And as you imagine, picture, pretend stepping off onto the sand, I'd like you to look right over there. In thin air, there's a balloon suspended right there in the air. A string attached to the balloon, a golden key attached to the string. And because you are the master of your mind, the authority of your life, you can untie that golden key from the string. Feel that fabulous weight of it, that solid, satisfying feeling. You have a sense of this, a little nod or smile will let you know this feels good. Yeah. And as you hold the string of that balloon, put any lingering pressures, frustrations, tensions, preoccupations. Just release that pressure from the mental mind into that balloon. The balloon will naturally get bigger. And when you're ready, you'll release that string. Releasing the balloon. Becoming even more relaxed as you imagine it gets smaller and smaller. Allowing you to go even deeper and deeper. Your own pace in your own way. Hypnosis by your very own design. The ocean of calm within and around you. And next I'd like you to imagine that right there in thin air, right in front of you, is a tall set of double doors with golden handles of which you have the golden key. And for our purpose in hypnosis today, on the other side of those tall double doors is going to be a gallery. And this might look like a castle, it might look like a museum, or it might be a cozy beach gallery, however you want it to be. And if you haven't already, you can take that golden key and open those doors. No matter how big and heavy they seem, they glide open for you. As you enter a safe, sacred sanctuary of a space at the center core of your unconscious mind, where nothing happens here without your permission. No one enters without your say-so. As you remember that you remember, you and you alone are the master of your mind. Now you're going to move the eyes under the lids left and right, up and down, all around. And you will notice that appearing on the walls around you are these golden picture frames of various sizes and shapes. Is that something you can imagine? And in each one you're smiling, in others you're feeling something like confidence. Perhaps in that one you're feeling a sense of accomplishment. Maybe in that one over there you're feeling saucy or sassy. Maybe in that one over there you're feeling very loved. And you notice that you notice as you notice these golden frames that more of them are appearing, are they not? And isn't it nice to know that your incredible subconscious mind has kept all these powerful points of reference for you in this very safe, sacred space, to remind you that you truly do have all of the resources, strategies, solutions, and tools that you need to create a pretty amazing life for yourself. Do you know? Now sometimes there's a part of us that gets stuck in time, like that time loop, right? Or maybe like that frame, an old frame. So I'd like you to just think of something, it doesn't have to be too deep, just think of a part of you that you imagine is stuck in time, and you'll move your eyes left and right, up and down, all around. You'll find that old, broken down frame. The corners are barely holding themselves together. In fact, it may be made of rusting metal or deteriorating wood. And when you found that frame, a little nod or smile will let me know. Yeah. And as you walk up to that frame and you look inside, you see that snapshot of yourself. About how old are you in there, Dina? Do you have any idea? Just a guess?
45.
45, yeah. And what are the...
45.
Oh, 45. And what do the body language, facial expressions tell you about that 45-year-old you in there? What's she feeling?
Stuck.
Stuck. That's not a good feeling to have. If you could wave at her from this gallery, would she see you?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Could you just tap on the frame? Psst, hey, would she see you now? Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you could reach your hand into that frame and just pull her out for just a moment, would she step out?
Yeah.
And would she let you give her the kind of hug that only you know she needs?
Yeah.
And you've come from the future. It doesn't matter whether it's a day or a decade. You've come from the future to let her know she's going to survive that. She's going to be okay, isn't she? And you tell her all the things that only you know she needs to hear. To reassure her she's going to be okay. Because you come from the future. You're living proof that she's going to be okay. Now, where in her body has she been holding all that stuck feeling?
In the core.
In her core. Yeah, that's our center of confidence, isn't it? One of them, anyway. And if she could hold her hand or both her hands on that core, you could do this in real time or just imagine, it's all the same. She could put her hands there and just, we're going to count from 5 to 0. Let her pull it out. Would that be okay with her? Just get a look at it?
Mm-hmm.
At 5 now, just getting a handle on it. 4, just pulling it out. 3. There might even be a curious but comfortable physical sensation with this, or just a deep sense of knowing it's happening at 2. Just pull it all out. That's right. Brilliant. 1. Just pull it all out. It's all out. Let me know. Beautiful. And what does all that look like if you had to imagine what it looked like? A what?
Yes.
It's a mess. It's a hot mess, isn't it? Yeah. But you've come from the future with knowledge and wisdom. Until you learn from a hypnotist that in every experience there's a moment of choice, and you've come to share this with her. Because it's all about choice. And if she wants, she can pick up that hot mess and toss it into that old frame, into the past, into history where it belongs. Would she like that?
Yes.
And if she needs your help, you're here for her. She's not alone. And all that hot mess goes into the frame. Maybe it's like a vortex sound, just sucks it in there. It doesn't matter, it just goes in there. Make it playful. And when it's all back in that old frame, a little nod or smile will let me know that feels pretty good. That's right. And with all of that back in that frame now, how does she feel?
Lighter.
Yeah. Now you're going to let her know that it's impossible for her to lose her sense of confidence and trust in herself and her ability to create happiness, joy, success, prosperity, and happiness for herself. It doesn't fall out of her pocket, her wallet, her backpack, her book bag. It doesn't matter what got her in that situation. She can take back her power. Would she like it? So have her stand in front of that frame and hold out her arms as if she's about to receive the most amazing gift. And some people imagine their power coming back to them like pixie dust or fairy dust. Others like the Milky Way on a moonless night. Others it's like a single symbolic representation of their power. Let her take her power back. And what does her power look like coming back to her?
Light and sparkly.
Light and sparkly. Isn't that nice? And let her breathe that light and sparkly feeling into all the spaces and places it would need to go into her body, so that she could fully access every single resource, strategy, solution, and tool she would need to move forward. And when she's taken back all of her power, a smile will let me know that that feels really good. That's right. And when she looks at what was happening in the distance of that frame, even if she doesn't see it, maybe she does, maybe she doesn't, it doesn't really matter. From this perspective of choice, from feeling lighter and sparkly and free now, how does she want to choose to feel about herself in that moment in time? She can choose to feel neutral or empowered or something else. How does she want to reframe that experience?
Just renewed.
Yeah. When she feels renewed, how does this help her?
Helps her to move forward without being stuck.
Beautiful. And when she can move forward without being stuck, how does her life begin to change?
Because she's going in the direction she wants to go without any anchor holding her back.
Beautiful. She's going in the direction she wants to go. Any direction. Without any anchor holding her back. That's brilliant. Now, is there anything that she needs to say to anyone or any memory or any experience in that picture frame to have full closure, just to really feel complete? Is there anything she needs to say to anyone or anything in that image? And you can keep this private if you like. When you're complete, just nod your head.
Just let it go.
Beautiful. Let that shit go. Yeah. And is there anything she would need to hear, anyone, or even life itself, say to her to feel whole and complete today?
You're all you need.
You are all you need. Now this is my favorite part. Have her take that frame off the wall. And with the power of her mental mind, have her drain all the color. Just drain every last pixel out. Just let it fade. Like it was left out in the Death Valley Desert for decades. Just nothing there. Until it's just an old, broken down frame with nothing in it, like you'd find in a thrift store, giveaway, dumpster box. When all the color's gone from that frame, let me know. Beautiful. And you're going to take a nice, empowering breath up to the top of the head and hold. And when you're ready to exhale, she's going to use the power of her mental mind to shrink and collapse that old frame, making it get smaller and smaller and smaller, until it's just the size of a tiny grain of sand in the palm of her hand, and nothing more. She couldn't fit back in there if she tried. Isn't that so? And maybe she goes over to the window and she just blows that tiny grain of sand out into the ocean of calm, to be washed away forever by the sea of tranquility. And this is all about choice, the freedom to choose. In every experience, there's a moment of choice, and she's going to choose now. She can step into any one of those other brilliant golden frames in this gallery, or she can create one of her very own. What would she like to do?
Anything she'd like to do.
Would she like to create her own frame that is everything she'd like to do, or would she like to step into one of those very specific frames?
I think there's several that she can step into and belong.
Beautiful. So her freedom of choice is that she can move between these beautiful golden picture frames within this gallery at any time to feel what she wants to feel, to have what she needs to have, to feel everything that could possibly be needed to move forward, right? Now maybe you give her another hug. Let her know how proud you are of her, how much you love her, that she's fucking amazing, that she's strong and beautiful. And you let her know that when she needs you, you'll be here for her in the gallery, if she should need you. And when she's ready, she's going to climb into one of those frames, and she's going to wave at you. Maybe she blows you a kiss. And you smile at her and thank her for showing up in your life with that stuck feeling, because she got your attention that she was stuck in that time loop and she needed to come out. That's right. And you'll breathe another wonderfully satisfying breath all the way up to the top of your head and hold. And when you're ready to exhale, follow that breath down the spine. That's right, all the way down, going deeper and deeper. I'd like you to imagine, picture, pretend now that you're feeling this wonderful energy behind you. An energy you're so curious about, you cannot wait to turn around. And when you turn around, Dina, there's a large golden picture frame. It's life-size, and it's not just golden, it's sparkling. And in this picture frame is the real you, the you were born to be. Some people like to say it's the future you, but you know what? It's the real you. It's the you you've been all along. And maybe she's an hour older, a week, a year, decades, it doesn't matter. And she's smiling and standing tall and confident. She feels resourceful. She feels sparkly. And you're not concerned with when and how it happened, but she knows how to move through any block, any difficult situation with humor and grace, and confidence and ease. She's resilient and adaptable. All of those things that I know that you are because of all of those golden frames around the room. And if she were to reach her hand out to you, would you take it?
Absolutely.
And if she were to invite you to step into this picture frame, would you?
Absolutely.
And would you let her give you the kind of hug that only she knows you need today?
Yes.
And whisper in your ear all the things that only she knows you need to hear to reassure you that you're not alone. That you don't have to figure it all out at once. And that she's going to walk every step of the way with you forward, in every way. And in whatever magical, creative way you would like to integrate, anchor, and reinforce the fact that you truly do remember that you remember the real you. With wonderful qualities and abilities surfacing every day in playful, useful, and beneficial ways. And when you feel this full integration happen, you'll begin to smile inside, a smile that will grow and glow so beautifully that you'll begin to chuckle. And that chuckle turns into a laugh, that kind of laugh that, just makes you feel, well, like a lovely laugh. There it is. And that smile and laughter incidentally reinforces your ever-growing sense of confidence and trust in who you are and what you can do. Where you will always remember that in every experience there's moments of choice, and you can choose to feel neutral. You can choose to be the observer. You can choose to feel empowered. You can choose to use a spell. And each and every night as you sleep, the center core of the unconscious mind, there will be all of these golden picture frames shining, encouraging you. And is there anything more that you need, Dina, before we fully emerge you from hypnosis today?
No, I think I have it.
That's right, you have it. It's yours for now and forever and will only get stronger, will it not?
Absolutely.
And not simply because I say so, but because this is something you have done for yourself, by yourself, within the center core of your safe, sacred sanctuary of space. And in a moment, I'll count from 1 up to 5. You'll slowly, gently, peacefully, and thoroughly reawaken the same way that you awaken from natural sleep. Only you'll feel especially energized, joyful, playful, and sparkly. At 1, allowing all the positive images, suggestions, and inferences to fully embed themselves at the subconscious level. 2, becoming more present with every breath. And 3, every time you use the number 3, Dina, whether you write it, speak it, see it, hear it, type it, text it, below the surface of conscious awareness, you reinforce your newfound freedom to be the real you in every way. And at 4, as you fully awaken, 5, to a non-suggestible state, feeling energized, feeling alive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sparkly! Right on.
I'm staying right here.
Excellent.
Yes, question?
Couple of questions.
Yes, sir.
Do you know each other?
We met for.
I said no, and she's like, yeah.
We met for a few moments at the pool.
Right.
Not too long ago. But I haven't.
Not that I'm a prude or anything, but you use certain vulgarities that,
Didn't bother me.
What?
From my meeting with her at the pool the other day, I figured she was good with it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you were aware, okay,
Yeah.
so you had that rapport going.
Yes, and this is all about
I know.
matching, right? I don't use vulgarity in session unless the client, sometimes people come in and they will use cuss words and then you can build rapport by modeling it. But it's not something that I always use.
Okay.
Not at all.
Because I wasn't sure.
But thank you for that question because that's important.
It is, yeah.
That's very, very important.
Yeah.
And also, you notice that I touched her, because we already had kind of had this meeting. So when you said, do I know her? To me, that's an inference that I really know you.
Right.
So yes,
And
but
it was a few minutes at the pool,
but it was enough for me to know she'd like some profanity.
I wanted some strength.
Oh, good.
Some strength from, I accepted that strength because I have my own strength. So it was easy to say, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and as far as when you were anchoring her shoulder, I guess at what points were you doing that?
Keywords. Keywords, images, or suggestions that you really want to anchor in there. And that's just the kinesthetic anchoring. I am going to guess that she is probably maybe what we would call a physical sexual, at least on that spectrum, which means you respond to your...
Like I reached over and said, oh, you did a good job.
Yeah.
So
I know she's a fizz because she's reaching out and touching, for those who are HMI people. And so, I knew that by giving that extra kinesthetic anchor was going to be really helpful for her. If she came and she was a high emotional sexual that really presented like, please respect my personal space, I would not have touched her at all.
And somebody else doing this I may have been like that, but it was different. I mean, I was easily able to accept it and actually feel empowered with it. Yeah, so you did a good job.
Was there something you emphasized at the end when you actually?
That's just one of my own anchoring techniques to kind of help people get back in their bodies too, because some people on a spiritual level, they kind of come out of their bodies. Mm-hmm. And I'm setting the intention in my own heart space that I'm going to anchor them in their body. I had the sensation that she was like, just, I don't want to come back. This is kind of groovy. So, again, it was just just a subtle suggestion that you're coming back into your body. We're integrating and anchoring these powerful parts of you.
She did a good job too, because I'm not easily anchored into those kind of things. I've been doing it long enough that sometimes I critically follow it, and so I worked on letting go, and sometimes those anchors actually, helped me to release it or helped me to connect to it. So that was good.
Good. Thank you. Any other questions? Yes.
You sit on her left side purposefully, or is that just?
It's my custom spot in my office, the way my therapy chair is set up.
Because my therapy chair is on the other side, and I noticed you snap behind her when you're talking about choices.
I just didn't want to snap out here in front.
Okay.
And I'll snap all around. I'll move it because the client might come to expect the snap in one spot. So I'm like, you want to mix it up.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
here.
because it almost sounds like there's a movement going on, or there's a different depth.
I was just curious if you could
Yeah.
use that.
No, I can do it from the other side.
Okay.
Honestly, I've been doing hypnosis for 8 years on this side, though, so it feels a little awkward when I do hypnosis on the other side. But there's no magic to it in that respect.
That is a good question though, because I had heard before that speaking to the left ear, it's going to go to the right brain, or you know.
Now, the talk I'm doing tomorrow, the two minds technique, I'm going to be talking into both ears with intention.
Okay.
And I'll explain why I'm doing that in that session. But yeah, there's, yeah, well, thank you. Any other questions or comments?
So you said that the touch is great for anchoring a physical. How would you anchor an emotional?
With an emotional, I would give them more time. And I would give them the freedom to choose. And let your powerful unconscious mind know in what way that's right for you that this fully anchors and embeds. And when you sense and feel that, let me know. Just giving them the space to do it on their own. Yeah. Whenever you say in a way that is right for you, we all know what that is for us. If we're an emotional suggestible, we know what that's about. In your own way. Hypnosis by your very own design came to me one day because I was hypnotizing somebody who was highly, intellectual in their head. And I just said, just breathe, it's groovy, hypnosis by your very own design. And then they just kind of went, I'm like, oh, I'm going to use that again. And then let your hypnotized become hypnotized. I got that from Kaz Riley. I'm like, that's brilliant. Like, your hypnotized becomes more hypnotized. It's like, ooh, groovy.
Later.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Yeah, is there any other questions?
Okay, thank you, everyone.